And so anyway, that's why you're right in that this has really reframed people's priorities and just reminds them of their mortality. But I hope it's not one of those temporary reminders where people then
Yeah.
they get worried, they get fearful, and then when they're as the Quran says, those who are on a ship sailing in the sea, they pray only to Him, they ask Him for help. But when they get back on land, they then take partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and supplicate to them or what have you, take partners alongside, associates alongside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is really what's key. But you're also right, I would concur with you in what you've said. You're also right about this is a time it shows us our true colors. Who do we really, what are we really? Are we people who are willing to help other people, or we just want to be so risk averse we only care about ourselves? This is the kind of time where this reveals it. It reveals our true colors. I think many people don't understand the purpose of tests from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The purpose of this life, in fact, is to reveal the true colors of all of us. Because if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was to put everyone into Jannah in the hereafter, there'll be people who, just but for a different circumstance or fortune, would have been, mass murderers and killers and so on and so forth. But they get to put in Jannah because there's no test. But this life is here to show, people's true colors, and that's the point. And I think this links to something else that is being discussed, which is the problem of evil. I was asked this kind of question about 2 days ago on a podcast, and like, how do you explain, why would God send pandemics, and why would God? I mean, it's not the only thing that kills people. There's been many things that's been killing people every single day. The death rate, I think in England, UK, on a normal day, is around 1,000 to 1,500 people per day. Yeah. That's just the normal death rate in the UK, and I know it sounds really high, but out of a population of 70 plus million people, that's just really low, and it represents people die from cancer, old age, and even seasonal flu, complications of seasonal flu like pneumonia. So I think the problem of evil is misplaced, because it always carries the assumption that this life was created to be Jannah for us.
Yes.
Right. That Allah somehow exists to serve us, and that if He's not doing that, and if He's giving us these, if He's going to, if people are dying due to pandemics, because as we all know, without pandemics, people would live forever, right?
Yeah.
They don't figure this, that we're all going to die. This is it's like, essentially, or students are in an examination hall and they're doing their exams, and each exam paper is tailor-made to each particular student, that it has all the questions that will be asked will only be those questions which does reside within the student's knowledge and capability. And then you have, and the point of this exam is that if people pass the exam, they can get good jobs, they can provide families, for their family, they could have a future career, and kind of provide for themselves and help people, and so on and so forth. So you have this circumstance, and then it would be really ridiculous for a student to say, opening up his exam paper and saying like, oh, why are there questions? Why are these questions challenging me? I really find it irritating. What's the point? What, is this some kind of cruel thing that we're subjected to, that I have to do this examination? Say no. What is cruel about it? The intent is that if you pass it and you're not given anything more, burdensome than you can actually do, but if you pass it, you actually have a great future ahead of you, an amazing future ahead of you. At the point is just to do the exam, to willfully prepare, study. It's within your capability. It's been tailor-made just for you, as the Quran says. No one will be burdened more than they can handle. So, to paraphrase, and then to complain, oh, but why is there questions being asked during this exam? Well, it's an exam, right? That's the point of this split. This reality isn't Jannah or Jahannam. This reality is the exam, and an exam. The purpose of it really is to facilitate free will. A test is where we're given two choices or multiple choices. Some are bad, some are good. Some of the bad, or a lot of the bad, are quite easy and attractive, and some of the good are a little bit difficult but achievable. And that's the point of this. We worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through our free will, but in order to have free will, we need to have tests, and tests have to carry the complementary phenomena of pain and pleasure. They have to both accompany the test. So this, everything that we live in is necessary for the glorification of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it's only by free will that that we can choose to voluntarily worship Allah, and only by tests do we have an opportunity to manifest free will.
Do I feel that the New York police are providing enough protection, or do I have to have protection of my own? I look for protection from Allah.